the school name and means, and you'll find them. They're all over. Some not appropriate.
Okay, I'll go. I'll jump in. I got one on the screen. The one I'm going to show would be perfect, I think, for SPED teachers or speech. It's called Dragon Dictation. And Dragon Dictation is simply just a way to record your voice and then it puts it into text. You can load it onto your iPhone and you can use it driving down the road instead of texting someone. I think iPhone has something. What is it called? Voice note. So it's similar to that. Okay. So you just tap and say something into it. Last night I dictated into it, "Welcome to Summer Institute" at our Apps Shootout, and it had bad word. So yeah, you have to really enunciate, which would be great for the SPED or the speech teachers. So that's Dragon Dictation.
Get that off the screen. Okay, so this last one is participation. Jeff showed you Socrative earlier, and I've got another one that is web-based, but here's the deal. I know this was mentioned at least at one point during the breakouts yesterday, but sometimes you'll have applications that run natively on the iPad and applications that run on your machine, and then you'll have web-based applications. And then within web-based applications, they sometimes have mobile versions that still run in the browser. This is the case with infused learning. If you know anything about Socrative, it's a lot like that, and some of you have probably seen this one, but I like it better because of the options. So you have the ability to put pictures and things in this particular assessment tool, but it is a lot like Socrative. So if you type in your browser, either on your iPad or on your computer, tinyurl.com/appsblowout, you will be taken to a quiz, okay? So do that now, if you would. You don't have to, but it'd be nice.
He'll beg.
Appease me. tinyurl.com/apps blowout. Isn't that what the session was called?
Has anybody found it?
Yes, good.
tinyurl.com/appsblowout.
It should be open enrollment. Once you get there, if you could just type in 61184 is the room number. Looks like I screwed this one up royally. Alright, just pretend like it happened, alright?
He's modeling
Yeah.
what you do in your classroom when you have technical difficulties.
Just hold your horses on.
This is just, while he's prepping, this is a word of advice to the 8th grade teachers. I found when we went one-to-one at the high school, I had to have a backup plan. You have to have a backup plan. Because there are days when somebody's car hits the electricity over by the old admin building and your server's down so you don't have internet. There are days that sometimes they've taken an app or a program off for a second. They're doing upgrades. Of course, they always seem to do it on a school day. But always have a backup plan. Something else you can do so you're not just sitting there really modeling for your kids a bad choice when you encounter difficulties. Show them that you persevere. So
I just like to sing that backing up song when I need a backup plan. So look, you may not get the feel of this right now, but that's okay. I did something wrong when I set it up. So what you can have on this though, is the ability to have them drop responses. So you can do this on the fly. You can just have them go in there and you can actually set up a class ahead of time or do this open enrollment thing. But they have the ability to do this draw response, which is really cool for the iPad, where basically you select that question, and when I do that, then my students, I'd be getting feedback right here, and I could see when certain people get done, and I'd be able to check out their drawings and that sort of thing. And then you can kind of see the other options, but when you go in to build these quizzes ahead of time, you have the ability to put pictures and visuals in with the quiz, which, to my knowledge, with Socrata, because I used it before, you cannot do that. So that is kind of a helpful feature with this one. The difference is, this one is a mobile website rather than an app on the iPad. But like with what I told you to begin with, if we just come up here to the top and that guy right there, add that to home screen, then we have them at the student side, and then they'll be able to log in and use it in the same capacity as Socrata would be used. So it's just another assessment tool that can be handy, especially for math. All right, now we're going to open things up.
I've got one more thing I want to show
Just
everybody.
kidding.
Seriously, it's only because it's what we're having to deal with. And that is, there is a Common Core app. And what I discovered just today when I went to it, which I hadn't in a while, history, social studies, and science and technology are up there now. So they're starting to put those standards in there for you as well. What I like about it is if I were in the classroom, it goes by grade. So if I just hit, like oh, darn it, didn't do that. I just hit language arts. It lists it by grade. If I taught 10th grade language arts, there are my standards. So it's a nice way to get you can't see, it's easier to see on my screen. But it's a real quick way to have a listing of all those standards without having to dig through everything. I know those documents are so cumbersome, and they're horrible to look at. But I haven't really looked at science and technology yet, but it's starting to list them out for you. For example, 9th and 10th grade, here's some listed for us. So they are up there. If you just go to the App Store and hit Common Core, that's all you need, and you'll put the app on there. It is on your iPhone as well. It is a free app. Okay?
All right, so now's the second round of if you have something you'd like to show. And if you've shown something already, you can show again, because you've had the same 6 people for hours now.
Anybody have something to show?
While we're waiting too, if there's something that you want to know more about, you can email any of us. We like to help. And if we can't find the answer, we'll try and direct you to the answer. If we can give you an answer, sometimes we just make it up. And then other times we might provide like a tutorial and send it to you, and that can help you out.
This app is similar to Subtext. It's through Scholastic. It's called Storia. And what you can do is you can create your classroom once you sign in. And then you can assign books for students to read. and it will show the Lexile. So for elementary teachers, I thought that was pretty good. So here you can see where I created students, and you can start reading up here, and then the student can click on their name and whatever book, either, I think they can self-select or you can choose it for them. This is free. And this is a nice reading level right here. So then you can flip the pages. And then I think this up here reads it to the kids.
This place is scary. I feel all alone here.
And let me see if I can turn this off. And there's a couple of things I just downloaded this afternoon, so I don't know all of the features that it has. I'm not sure what the reading level is for each, or how far. Why does it keep going? I would imagine, because one of the Lexiles that I saw in there was well into the 800 or 900, so I think so. But you have to create a bookshelf for each student. That wasn't too difficult. The setup seemed a little bit cumbersome, but I'd say once you get that set up, and it keeps wanting me to enter my password here. So anyway, Storia.
Thank you.
Storia. That is mine. Okay, does anyone else have an app you want to share with us? Come on down. Okay, that's a good idea. Those who shared apps with us this morning, if you would send Justin Crawford, Rhonda Sloan, one of us, Lisa Simmons, Shelley Tarter, Darren Morgan, someone, send us your link to that app so we can add those to those symbols we've already sent out to you guys. Okay? Nobody wants to share any apps? You have nothing to share? Grant? Don't act. You're pulling it up. You want to come narrate?
Can you take your iPad off there?
Actually, while Derek's getting that up for us to look at, Tim Oster, raise your hand, Tim Oster. He came up and asked me if I would make an announcement. He is in charge of Key Club, or sponsor, I should say, of Key Club up here at the 1112 campus, and he's got about 55 kids that need to perform community service for the summer. So if you need anybody to help move things, maybe you're moving to a different classroom, whatever, those kids can come in and help you do that. Is there anything else, Mr. Oster, that they can do, or? Oh, they like to eat. So if you want to, just get in touch with Tim Oster if you've got some activities, community service-wise, that those students can do. Would be greatly appreciated. And then Grant also told us that you can get the, oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of them now. Use on your iPad. The pen, stylus. That word left my mind. He said that he got 3 for $1.99 on Amazon.com. So.
Okay, they're going to add this link to this page. Simply, it's got some lessons for passwords. If you need some help generating passwords for yourself, there's a couple of videos for passwords in plain English. It talks about how your password can be cracked and better create a password. And then there's a radio show. There's some expert is talking about how to create a good password. And there's a lot of different theories about what makes a better password, and some of those are spoken to here. There's a link to RoboForm. I don't remember if it's paid or not, but it's a place to have your passwords generated and
That is one thing, 8th grade teachers. I don't know if you guys have talked about this yet. Lisa might be able to address this. For us, when we went one-to-one, we had about a whole week of lessons we had to do with our kids on just being safe on the internet, care and creating passwords. Do you remember that whole piece we had to do? And then we did it during Eagle Time. And so you might want to double check to make sure that you guys have something in plan like that to create sort of just a tech savvy time with your kids, since they'll be out there so much now. Anybody else have one to share?
Okay, you guys have any questions about anything? Yes. Has anyone tried to do with the new iPads text-to-speech? There's Siri.
I have not used text-to-speech on the new iPads because we have 2 versions back. I'm going to defer to 21st century coaches
Yeah,
at the school
there it
level.
is.
That might be something they want to look into. I know Dragon Dictation's awesome, but there's limits to that because there's paid. If you're on a computer though, because I was working with this with a high school student and teacher, you can log into Chrome. And most people don't understand this, but Chrome has a web store, just like the App Store for their Android devices. And there's speech recognition apps that will run in a Chrome browser. So you can actually log into Chrome Web Store, install that as an add-on to Chrome, and you can pull up that little app, and it's very accurate. And you run that, and you can say, the cat jumped over the lazy dog, or whatever, and it will convert speech to text. But you,
Yeah, and it reads it for you. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I've not worked with that yet. Has anybody up here worked?
No, I haven't worked on the 4 with that, but we can take a look at it for you and see. Grant, have you worked on the 4 with that?
No, I have something else to say about that. Where the passwords webpage,
Uh-huh.
on the left in the menu, there's an internet safety link, and it goes to the main internet safety page. And
Okay.
there's other topics there.
Okay, so he's saying that along the side over there, that menu,
There's a couple of, yeah. There's some other stuff.
there's some other stuff in there that you might be interested in using. So, okay, are there any other questions? Okay, well, I think we are going to dismiss you because the weather's kind of bad out there. Just be careful going home. We hope you have enjoyed the day. We hope you've gotten a wealth of information. Remember, everything